welcome to Pitch Pixels. I'm Rohan, and I'm here with my co-host Kevin. And today we're really excited because we're going to talk about our best movies of July. Uh, Quick question: were we doing July, and we can leave this in? Were we doing July or June also? So we're going to do one for June.
I don't really have anything to talk about for June.
Okay.
So I'm happy to just make it just July.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's just going to be July, and we've done this in the past, but we're going to change it up a little bit because we always talk about it's always been a best of and worst of. Um, but, you know, we're thinking, hey, why not be more positive? Everyone is negative all the time. So we're going to get rid of the worst of part and we're just going to focus on our three favorites of July.
Why be
Um,
negative in such a negative world anyway? I mean,
exactly.
we want to spread positivity. We don't
Hmm.
want to be talking about the movie Marshmallow, which
Yeah.
definitely was not bad.
I don't even know what that movie is.
It was a slasher movie. It was fine. A
Okay.
little bit disappointing. It came out last year. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Anyways,
playing
positivity.
just
Yeah.
for context, we are recording this on July 28th. Um, there are some movies coming out uh, this weekend, which is technically like, what is it, the 31st, including Spider-Man. So yeah, we have not seen them, so they will not appear on this list.
Hmm. Right. Yeah. So if we miss something in the next 3 days, uh, blame us. We're accountable for our actions for missing good movies.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah, with that said, yeah,
Let's get started.
yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do a back and forth thing, right? Like I think uh our number three, number two, number one.
Yeah, some we can do that.
All
You want to
right.
go first with
Um,
your number number three? Because I'm not
Number
100%
three.
sure what my number three is. So I'm still thinking
Dude,
about it.
we rehearsed this like 70 times. Like what? You're
That
still
that's
deciding.
that's why I asked if I can say something from June because my number three was something from June.
If you want to say something from June, that's fine, I
All
guess. It's
right,
not a big deal.
yeah, I'll say
How am
that
I
just
supposed to
because.
know? You could just you could have just lied and said you watched this month. Like,
No, you would know.
okay, I guess I will.
All right.
Well, my number three film is a little film that one of my friends showed me. Um, it's actually a sequel to another movie, but the plot that happens in both of those movies are very different. You don't need to see this movie in order to, or you don't need to see the first movie in order to see this one. And it is a very strange movie called Vulcan Isadora. It came out in 2024, so it's rather recent. Um, and it is about two guys who are good friends who go on a trip through the woods to fulfill a lifelong pact that they promised each other.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I know you're just hearing about this movie, but it's a sequel to a movie called Buzzard, which was basically the plot of Buzzard is basically there's this guy who scams like those old video stores by buying the DVDs, then basically returning them and or like renting the DVDs and basically returning them in cases without the actual video on it, and then he sells the actual rental, and
Hmm.
he just does a lot of con artist like stuff um in the movie, and it's treated as like this like basically like this really indie movie comedy with like just I'm trying to figure out the best word to describe this. It's like the sense of humor that like a film student has on their first movie, you know, the kind like who's like
Yeah.
really almost like they're kind of like high on their own supply, like they think they're the funniest person in the world. That's kind of what Buzzard feels like. But Vulcan Isadora is very different. It is like half of the movie is kind of like this peaceful, like it's two guys, they're bonding over their friendship, they're camping in the woods, they're having a good time. Um, but all the while you're wondering what is this lifelong pact that they could be fulfilling. I'm gonna somewhat spoil the movie, uh, but I don't want to go too deep into it. Uh, Rohan, just what do you think this pact could be?
I genuinely have no clue.
Well, it is a pact to basically perform a I can't say the word on YouTube, but what they do is take they have these like jaw devices that look like they're out of the movie Saw, and then they put firecrackers in their mouth and they lock it.
Oh, oh my god.
And they're basically he's one of them who is the main guy from Buzzard is trying to convince the other one to go through with the pact by uh, closing closer to the end of the movie. But his best friend is much happier than he is.
That kind of reminds me of another movie I saw recently called um, On the Count of Three, where it is
Yeah,
kind
I've
of,
heard of it.
yeah, it's just that part, not like the rest of it, but it is kind of two friends who not as graphic or like crazy, I guess. But yeah, that movie's more a little bit more grounded.
Yeah, and I mean, I won't spoil like if they go through with it or not, or how, like if it does, that violence. But there's a lot of build up to this moment that happens with them, and it's very, or at least there's a lot of build up to this idea of the pact. What will they go through with it? Um, and the direction the movie takes after, like their decision, is really, really quite surprising. Yeah, so it is on Shudder, and it is also on the Criterion channel. They're actually doing a full showcase of Joel Petrokis's entire work from the movie Buzzard I mentioned to this one, and other films that are by him are on the Criterion channel.
All right, that's cool. I don't have Criterion, but I might borrow yours. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
we share all of these services anyway. It doesn't
yeah.
really matter.
All right, so my number three is, and this is something. This is the one that technically did release in June and not July. Although um, it was late June and we didn't do a June episode, so I think it's fine. It's Leviticus. I know that you weren't a big fan of it, but um, I actually really liked it. I know we did a full episode, so I'm not going to go into it in
Mhm.
too much depth. But I think this is a movie that was initially a little underwhelmed by, also when I watched it. But it's also a movie that kind of stuck with me. Like I was thinking about it, and I think the concept is really creative, and there's just like a sense of dread, even that if it's not like the scariest, or I can tell that there's like pacing issues, and um, it looks and feels very very like low budget. But yeah, I mean, again, it's just so interesting, so dreadful that it just kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, I mean, if we were doing a best of in June, like this probably would still make the list, like probably much lower, like where yours is at right
Mhm.
now. But yeah, like I know you said I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean, I am a fan of it. I just would say it has a lot of issues.
Yeah,
Like, and one of my friends gave it a much more worse review, giving it a 3 out of 10.
yeah,
Uh, basically just saying that like the plot made no sense and like it and I kind of agree like at times like I do think there's a lot of it feels like a very it feels like a script with like a rough draft
Hmm.
attached to it, and it's unfortunate because I do think it's like a great concept. I just wish that
Yeah,
a lot of it was different than how it was executed. But
yeah.
very cool looking and very fun.
Hmm. I do agree. I think one, and listen, I don't know if the final script ended up showing up on screen, but if that was the script, kind of as they envisioned, I think like one extra draft could have tightened up so many of those issues.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Still, it's a big summer hit. It'll still be popular by the end of the year. It's probably going to make a lot of top 10
Yeah,
lists. Oh my god.
yeah. All right. Do you want to go with your number two first, or should I go with my number two and then you go? Since
Uh, I'll give my number two.
all right,
Another film from 2024 that I really loved is called Hard Truths, and I watched it for the first time. This this movie is directed by Mike Lee, starring Marianne Jean Baptiste. This was a movie that was almost like a lot of people were expecting her to get nominated for an Oscar. I think she was like definitely in the top 10 like
mm-hmm.
likelihood to get an Oscar nomination because I don't believe she's had one before, but she's been very involved with that director. She's like a this is a British movie, by the way. That might be why you aren't too familiar with it. If you aren't, but uh yeah, I really loved this movie. It's very simple. One, two. It's just about a woman who is she's just really upset and angry like all of the time at various different things, and it causes a lot of like discomfort around her whole family. Like she yells at her husband, she yells at her kid who I know it's not explicitly said, but like he's kind of like autistic. She will yell, she's basically like a Karen out in the public. If you talk to her, she'll just berate you and just yell at you immediately. And all the while, her sister, who's much more good natured, is kind of just trying to figure out, okay, like how can I help you? Can I even help you? Do you want to be helped? Um, and as you try to figure out, like, why is she like this? Why, like, how did she become this this way?
Okay, so that sounds so it's like a sorry genre wise, it's like a drama, right? That's what it sounds a
Hmm.
little like.
Yeah, it is a drama. You could argue there's a bit of comedy, like in her yelling at this like random furniture store girl, like but but like for the most part, it's very it's kind of upsetting just to see how much she lashes out and then how much it hurts her in the end, like um because like it's also hurting the people around her.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Is the furniture store from the back rooms?
It's much nicer than Clark's Ottoman Empire. I will say
Okay.
that. But no, she's just like basically she's just like looking at a couch, and then the girl's like, "How can?" It's like, "Hey, can I help you?" She's like, "Do I look like I need any help?" And just like immediately starts berating her.
Yeah, that's really funny.
I feel like she probably would be like complaining about all of the elements in the back rooms, though. Like she is back there. It's like you and your big pirate hook, whatever. Like your lamp thing that you flick on and off. But yeah.
The yelling at the where it's like, oh, do I need any help? It kind of reminds me of this one scene in Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson walks into a Home Depot and someone's like, hey, do you need any help, sir? And he just goes, I know more than you. And he keeps walking.
That that is actually really accurate to her, like as a character. She is kind of like Ron Swanson.
All right. Is this also streaming somewhere?
um, I believe it is streaming on Paramount.
Okay.
Yes. It's a
Yeah.
great movie. Also a recommend from me.
Awesome.
But yeah,
All right.
what's your number two?
So my number two is um a movie is another movie that I thought this was going to be on your list actually, but I was wrong. The Invite. Of course,
Mhm.
the new Seth Rogen. Uh, why am I blanking on everyone else? Edward Norton, Penelope Cruz, Olivia Wilde, all of
Yeah.
them. We did a whole again. We did a whole episode to see more, but I think both of us really, really loved this movie. I just thought it's so funny, and
Mhm.
um, yeah, I mean, 2026 has been a pretty good year for like big, ambitious blockbusters. We might be talking about one of those. Um,
Yeah.
what uh, and then also like these like relationship like comedy dramas with like
Hmm.
between the invite and the drama. Um, I just think, yeah, I just thought this movie was hilarious, but also really, really engaging in the sense that I was very much, for whatever reason, very invested in this relationship and these characters while
Hmm.
also laughing both with them and at them.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and it's probably like my number four for the month. Like it's very close. I really enjoyed it. Um, there's really not much else to say. I mean, if you liked the movie, you should check out our episode on it to hear our more in-depth thoughts. But I really did enjoy. I think the performances are the thing that is the big highlight for me. They bring the script together, um, which is interesting because I think it's something we didn't mention is that this script is actually not the like they did not write this script. This is an adaptation. This is actually like the fourth or
Yeah.
fifth adaptation of this movie, which kind of
Hmm.
blew my mind.
Yeah, I believe we did touch on it, but it started as a play, correct? And then there was also a South Korean movie.
There's a South Korean movie. There's a French movie. I think there's another. I think there's a Japanese movie.
But I didn't
There's.
know about the Japanese movie.
I might be wrong about the Japanese one, but like, or there might be like two South Korean ones. Like I don't remember. I just know there's two Asian ones, and then I know that there's a French one as well, and then like another country
Yeah,
did something similar. They all have like different titles too.
oh,
Like
that's funny.
like the like the people next door and like there's probably going to be one where it's like literally like the musician, his wife, the her her fling and his wife, or some weird, crazy long title that
Yeah,
describes them to a T.
I wonder if at some point one country is gonna do another version and just call it Neighbors, and then if you search for it, you'll get that, and you'll get the Seth Rogen movie Neighbors.
There's too many for him
Yeah,
to be a part of. They should have called it the interview.
I feel like that's also something, right?
It's a yeah, it's the one that's in they
Oh,
interview uh,
the
Kim
North
Jong
Korea one. Yeah,
yeah in North Korea, and Seth Rogen I think is in it, and they
yeah,
like
yeah.
get
He
him
is.
in it. I think that's the
Yeah,
movie with like the Eminem scene. Do you know what I'm
I do.
talking? I'm not gonna talk about that scene, but it's really crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, on to my number one, I guess, right? The moment we've been waiting for, and
Yep.
I don't think that I will need to talk about this long, but it's the Odyssey. Um,
Same here.
yeah, wow, shocking. I'm so surprised. But no, this was like the best movie I saw this month. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year. I really loved the action, the set design, the acting, the writing, like the decisions they made with Odysseus as a character. I think were
Hmm.
really interesting and moved the plot forward in a really, really great way. The only thing I wish is I wish I was in one of those 4DX theaters that was like shaking up and down. I want to be there so bad. I want to find one and get in that theater so bad. I don't know what it's going to take, but I will get there. I will find
I
one.
believe I believe there's one in Ontario, which isn't too far from us. Um,
Yeah, got to make a
but
trip.
but yeah, I mean, I loved the Odyssey. I think there's like there is I can like analyze movies and break it down and appreciate different aspects of it. And I do view movies like that. I also view movies in terms of like the experience of it. And I feel like when I do both with the Odyssey, when I break down um, the aspects and how they made it and all that, it's super, super, super impressive. And the experience of watching it was just also incredible. I mean, I'm still listening to the score all the time. And, uh, and yeah, I feel like this movie does a very good job of transporting you into, um, I mean, I know like Ithaca and Troy, but also all of the other places in between. Um, it's just, yeah, Nolan, he, or with this movie, I don't think he sometimes, with the other movies it's different, but I think with this movie specifically, it just has, there's just so much like verisimilitude uh, added in. And if anyone doesn't know verisimilitude, it's basically like when you watch something that is fantasy or sci-fi, but the world feels real, the world feels lived in. Um, and I think one of the best examples of this is like Dune, because Dune is this crazy world, but it feels very, very lived in um,
Mhm.
and real. And I think the Odyssey also kind of is on that level.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this is the the biggest fantasy film I think since one of the Lord of the Rings movies I can imagine. I'm trying to remember like another big like
Uh, by what
fantasy epic.
metric?
By both box office and just when I say fantasy, I don't mean like
Because
sci-fi. I
Harry
mean
Potter.
yeah, well,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
okay.
I guess so. I guess so. I guess what I mean is like a medieval I mean
Yeah,
Harry
like
Potter's
swords and
kind of medieval.
sandals. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Harry Potter is like modern day.
Mhm.
And I will say, I think, I will say, I think, in terms of critical ratings and acclaim, of course, I think right now it's super high and it's probably higher than most of the Harry Potter movies, but we'll see. Time will
Mhm.
kind of tell where it sits. I do think there's a good chance it surpasses the highest grossing Harry Potter movie, though. Uh,
Which must be one of the Deathly Hallows.
yeah, it's Deathly Hallows Part 2, which got
Yeah.
1.3 billion. The Odyssey is on track to break a billion. Um, so we'll
Okay.
see. It's also it has and getting a little into the box office like numbers a bit. It is the third movie in history to open to $100 million or more, and only have a 30% drop or less. Um,
My goodness, that's
yeah,
crazy.
and the other two are Wicked, which feels a little random. I would not have guessed it would be Wicked, and Top Gun Maverick.
Makes sense.
So
Wicked is not surprising to me. I mean, that thing is like you put it on a McDonald's cup. Like it'll get on any it'll get everywhere and it already had a built fan base like with
yeah,
Vader and Ariana Grande and Wizard of Oz. Like it was huge. The Wicked fever. I remember my neighbor getting her nails done green and pink. Like so, yeah, I'm not surprised that by that
yeah.
personally. Top Gun
Mhm.
Maverick, I think, is more shocking. It's a reboot sequel of a '80s movie where Tom Cruise plays volleyball with some boys.
Oh, they play volleyball again in this one. So
Yeah, but yeah, so that's our top three, and like mentioned with the invite and Leviticus, if you liked the Odyssey, you should also check out our full episode. All of them are on our channel. We
I think that
also
one's like an hour long too. You ought to
Yeah,
see them.
so like after you spend 3 hours in a seat in the AMC theater, uh, spend 1 hour sitting from the comfort of your couch listening to us for an hour, or put us
Yep.
on 2 times speed. I won't be offended.
Yeah. That's when I edit. I edit on 2 times speed.
2 times speed. I just edit like I'm on 2 times speed because I'm that fast.
Yeah, nice.
You're just like, shut up. Like, well, I did restart watching the anime series Monster. Um, I
Yeah,
was,
it's a good one.
I realized it's really great. I realized that I was like halfway through it when I stopped, and I was like, oh, I need to continue. So I've been watching a few more episodes the last few days, and it's starting to pick up again. Like it's starting to stay very mysterious, very strange, but also, I really like Tenma and his story.
Hmm.
I know there's like a billion characters in it and protagonists, but Tenma's still the goat so far.
Yeah. Hmm.
What about you?
Uh, you talked about anime. I'll talk about another anime that I started watching. I started watching Blue Lock. I kind of did this because of the World Cup that was happening. So I heard about that
Mhm.
there's this like awesome soccer anime, so I'll watch it. And I'm a big fan of sports animes, and I gotta say this one is by far the silliest, and it's also the one that probably takes itself the like the most seriously, which just makes it even
Wow.
sillier. Um, but it's like I think that's what makes it. That's what makes me love it, uh, because it's literally about okay, the Japanese soccer team they lose, so they just get like 300 players. They lock them in this facility called Blue Lock, and
Mhm.
like they have to complete challenges, and one by one they're gonna get eliminated until there's one guy standing, and he's gonna be the striker for Japan, and they're all teaching them. It's like, no, you stop playing like a team. You have to be selfish. You have to like just score. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's silly, but it's a lot of fun. I love it.
I'll have to check it out. It's one of those. It's another sports anime. I still like after I finish Monster, I'm gonna also go back to Haikyuu since that was something I started and stopped. So I
Haikyuu is
wanted to
good.
be fair to Monster and let it finish.
Haikyuu is
Um,
good. Monster is better. I know they're
mhm,
they're very different animes, but yeah, Monster is Monster is incredible. And I
mhm.
love. I know you love Tenma. I love Tenma. I also love Johan as a villain.
Yeah. Is it because he shares like 4/5 of your name? He is quite scary, like
Yeah.
Johan.
Nina, yeah, I really like her also.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the show's just awesome.
Yeah, it's a great one. Check it out on Netflix. I don't know where Blue Lock is at, but yeah,
Also Netflix.
awesome. Netflixing it up then.
Yep.
So with that, a very blurry Kevin. Oh, now I'm normal again. Thank whatever. And that's Rohan. Thank you so much for watching Pages to Pixels. Uh, like we said, if you really like this episode, like and subscribe, as it keeps helping us make great content for you. And have a good one.